I got a sweet one for you today. As you can see, a vintage Quasar 10-inch coming around. You can see some of the video menu, got our basic buttons with not too much grime in there. We got our on timer and then a headphone jack. And what we can see is probably our single speaker and then our IR receiver for the remote. The condition noticeably is one of the first things you might see. You can see it has a good reflection to it. And also a bit of yellowing, of course, from its age. Here, some marks. There, probably come clean, we're hoping. Checking out this side, you can see, kind of see there's a bit of reflection, a little bit more marks on there. Not too much dust on there. It's kind of what you'd expect to see in an older TV, but it's not like it was left out in a garage or anything like that. And under the handle, not too bad either. On the back, we got our wonderful AV connections. Typical RF cable, which I wouldn't say it's too much usage. I can't really tell though. And of course, our date, we have January 1994. So this one's an oldie but a goodie. And we got some numbers there for patents, as well as our curly Q phone style cord. Got a little bit of dirt on there, so it's been around. This TV also came with its original little single antenna with a broken cable connector, but it still works, I'm sure. Albeit only the center pin. There's no other metal. And as well as the remote, which is also showing signs of usage, but not so much of wear. And you can see on the back, obviously they can use some cleaning, which we'll get to. But as far as the buttons go, we go over that once we power it on, but you can kind of see what options we got to work with. Let's go ahead and power it on and see what it looks like. We'll go ahead with it turned around on the back side and plug her in. Cable check. Plug in. Power still on. No buzzing, clicks, or nothing like that. It says this thing's close to 20 pounds. We'll go ahead and use the button here. A little flicker, as we usually see when we turn them on. Cold startup. Go straight to video. Can we, right here, do video? Yeah, it does work. A little bit of a static. It's full power. Channel. Goes silent. I guess that was a cool feature of the time. Menu. We got color, tint, brightness. We're about a little over 50%. Pictures full. Sharpness. Auto programming. TV antenna cable, time set. Back to the color. That's the options we get with that. Going back to TV video, a little bit more darker. Let's go and check out the remote with some of the features we get here. Let's start with video. It's like the same as menu, I guess. To a point. Setup, time set. That's all we get for that one. I don't know what norm is. I've never seen that before. Doesn't do anything. At the moment, channel check. Also nothing. Maybe it has to be in the other mode. TV video. All right, that's how we switch that. Let's go back to norm. Nothing. And channel check. That does something. I'm not really sure. That's interesting. On timer, you can kind of guess what that does. Sleep, recall previous channels. Skip. I guess channel skip, set the time limit. That's kind of neat. And of course, we got mute. which also works. Those are basic features of the remote. It's kind of cool. We'll go ahead and connect this up and see some colors. And there we have it. You can see the colors appear to be working good. I don't see any sign of questionability here. Switch it back to TV video. Back to that. Seems to be pretty stable. Let's check channel check. It doesn't do anything. Norm doesn't do anything. That's what we get. Let's watch a show.
Legends. Advertising is based on one thing: happiness.
You look like $100. May the best man win.
This job is hard, but it's the best.
Not too bad, actually. Sounds pretty
Unplug
good.
and unlock. The tech and the value. America's most affordable over 315-mile range EV. The 2025 Equinox EV. From Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
You might want to hold on.
Now streaming on Disney Plus.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
Mommy and Moana together again.
Disney's Moana 2, now streaming on Disney Plus.
You can see actually the quality is pretty decent on this little thing. Which of course is always kind of cool. Having it on, well, here's the size of my hand. Not a bad little unit. Let's go ahead and see if we can clean it up. Hopefully, I don't think we get the yellowing out because obviously it's glossy, but we can maybe get some scratches and some grime off. Usually I'll start with simple green, but today I'm going to try some of this. Usually it kind of helps get rid of some yellowing on car stuff, like headlights and things, so why not, right? We can't hurt anything. Kind of spray it on there. And then what I'm going to do also is take a magic eraser. Let's see if we can just kind of wipe this thing down. See if any of these markings come out, and if they do, which it looks like it is, but I don't know if it's going to rub any texture off. You know, how do we know if we don't try? I know on some of the black TVs, that comes right off on some of those. Well, some marks come right off, some a little bit more scrubbing, but you can see it comes off enough. We'll get onto the front a little bit. And there we are. We'll take this damp rag, kind of give it the old wipe down and see what we get. And there it is. I mean, obviously I didn't try that one or that one yet, but a little bit left there. I can probably try to hit it up again, but it didn't seem to hurt the finish. If anything, that was a chip, I guess, right there. Overall, they were doing good. Let's go ahead and take this and hit the front up, huh? I ain't afraid to get it messed up. It's not gonna hurt it. Let's try our main culprit here. It is coming out. I think a little bit of scrubbing it'll work, but I'll do that off camera for you guys. Just see any marks. Kind of erases it like the advertisement says. Not too bad. You can hit the screen up, sure. Not gonna hurt nothing. Alright, let's give it the wipe. I know you guys like seeing me take this paintbrush until we drenching these things, so let's continue. Actually, I don't want to get the label too wet. Kind of work it in there. Yeah, it's probably gonna fall on the electronics, you know. It's part of cleaning, you know. Just gotta get it all up in there, you know. It's like stuff like that. In the holes. Look at that. Got a little hair. I don't know where that came from. Get that. Clear here. Around the label. I don't want to get the label. Down in here. Gotta work it. Get all up in there. That crap looks clean now, son. Get the old wipe. Heck yeah. That label came off anyways. Guess it wanted to. How's that for clean? There's a little bit of spot like that that come out though. Here we are. Spick and span. Coming down to the back, you see nice clean AV plugs, nice shiny cable. I'll clean this, but I'm not going to do that on camera. Let's flip it over. We'll do these buttons next, the same method, actually with a toothbrush. Hose away. There we are. I'm left-handed, so we'll see how we can do with this. But you know, you gotta just work it in there. You know, I like my TVs like clean, like I'm the first one to touch them. Sometimes it takes a little bit of effort there. Get a little dust and what have you out of there. So far, I haven't actually damaged any TVs doing this. Alright, let's take a wipe real quick. Some compressed air, perhaps. Let's see. A little more to get, but you know, years and years of that. And before I forget, let's take a gander underneath this thing and see what we got going on here. So this is not a pedestal TV. You can see it's pretty basic. Just some vents. Now that our cable's nice and clean, I'll change this over to this. Noodling. I'm going to do this one-handed, so give me a break. Yeah, clean that sucker. And there we have it. About as clean as I can get it. I got all the grime out of the crevices, which actually had quite a bit. You know, scrubbing it, but that's what she looks like. It is, you know, an ancient remote, but the part that matters is very clean. Wrapping up the video, we can see the reflections, kind of what I want to point it out here. It's just like, kind of see it a little bit right there where I was rubbing. So it does kind of wear off the finish a little bit in some places. A lot of that top part was pretty scratched already. And on the side here, kind of vaguely see it, but maybe if I flip the TV on its side a little better. I mean, it wasn't the most pristine, perfect shape, but you could kind of see some fading where I was rubbing it pretty good. Well, what do you expect? It doesn't, unless you got a special light or something, you ain't gonna notice. Like the front part didn't phase any. And you can see nice and clean here. Remote, beautiful shape. There's our sticker, as well as our shiny clean antenna and power cord. So we actually have a beautiful little unit here, ready for work. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time for more.